All right, but I forgot my story. Yeah, so in class, in my honors class, we have been reading 1984 by George Orwell, and I had read it in high school, so I was kind of like breezing through the book because I had already read it. So I was just breezing right through, just reading all my stuff, and I actually finished the book like a couple classes before we were supposed to finish it, just because I had already read it, so it was pretty much just a refresher for me. So we were discussing the book, and if you guys have never read it, in the book, it's about basically oppressive society, or oppressive corporations rather. This corporation it was basically the government, but it was like a corporation. It's hard to explain. But it was called Big Brother, and they would watch the people with like video cameras and stuff, and like every house had a telescreen, and the telescreen would watch everybody. Like, I had a camera on it. It was basically a webcam on your TV, and it would watch the people and like spy on them to make sure that they weren't doing anything wrong, and there were no laws, so nothing was against the law, but there was such a thing as thought crime, and that was the only thing that you couldn't really right now. You're a fucking prick. But that was the only thing that was illegal, was thought crime, which they could tell by like facial expressions and all this stuff that you were committing thought crime, and they could tell, like, obviously what, like, if you were conspiring against the government and stuff. But it was very, very oppressive, and they kept imposing these like rules on them, and stuff, and like things that to do that, like, oh, this will make you happy, this will make you happy, and they were making up all this stuff that was like, oh yeah, crime was down, not crime, let's say, let's say crime. That wasn't what they used, because there was no crime, but I'm going to use that as an example so it's easier to understand. But they'd be like, oh yeah, crime is down 32% since last quarter, whatever. When in actuality it had gone up, but they would say that it was down to make the people think that that they were, doing well and happy and stuff, and they were like, oh yeah, so you should be happy, blah blah blah, and they're basically telling the people like what will make them happy, and like different like material goods that like you should value, and if you didn't value them, you were committing thought crime, whatnot. So they're basically being told what to think and all this stuff. So we were discussing it in class, and one of my professor kept saying that, oh yeah, that this is how the world's gonna move in the future. It's gonna be not so much the telescreen stuff. He was talking about sorry, I was just trying to explain the book when I was talking about that stuff. My professor was talking about corporations and stuff getting greedy, and like everything becoming more and more strict, and like, and how apparently the song Happy Birthday was the copyright was renewed on it, so it's not under fair use, like somebody owns the copyright for it. And he's like, oh yeah, so the world is moving this way. More and more companies are going to get privatized, owning over, or privatized, what's the word I'm looking for? Ownership, I guess. They're going to have ownership over like medical treatments and stuff like that. Like they're patenting, I can't say that word. They're putting patents on medical cures and stuff like that, so only they can use them, and blah 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 and all this stuff. And so yeah, he kept saying that like this is how the world was gonna move, and like all this different stuff, and like that's how things are gonna go in the future. And everybody was just like blindly agreeing with him, and they were like, oh yeah, that's how things are going. Everybody's blah blah blah, they're being selfish and shit like that. And I was kind of like, in my opinion, I don't think that's how the world is moving. I used an example that probably not many people understood in the class. I don't know how many people were like really heavy video gamers, or heavy gamers rather. But Steam, for example, is a business model that everybody said was not going to work. And everybody was like, oh yeah, no, that's not going to work. People are going to be stealing stuff, and like it's oh shit. Stuff is too cheap, you're not going to make any money, blah blah blah. But because they're so generous, and like they give their their games away at like such a discounted price, they make money on that. And then the consumers love the fact that they're getting stuff for cheap, and they've been and Steam gives, or Valve gives like their community the tools to do whatever they really want with the game. Like there's not much stuff you can't do with the game. Valve gives you the tools to do whatever you want. And now that now that corporations are seeing that model is working, like what the fuck? Like PlayStation and Microsoft, for example, they are starting to adopt that model more readily now because they see that it's working. So like on PS or PlayStation Plus, like they get a subscription. Oh shit. PlayStation Plus, you get a subscription for it. Okay, that's really annoying. I'm gonna have to go up there and like manually go up and get everything. That's fucking, god damn it. If you buy a subscription and everything, you basically get the subscription, and then you get a bunch of games for free and at discounted prices and all this different stuff. And it's everybody loves it. Like it's really working. And now that they have seen that Steam model is working, they're more willing to do that stuff. More willing to discount online deals and everything. But that's just one example of how things are not moving in the direction that he says they are. And I'm like, you know, all it takes is one company to do something against the norm. All it takes is Steam, or Valve rather. All it takes is Valve to do one thing against the norm, and once people realize that it works, they follow, and they're gonna do that. So the same thing with the medical industry. All it takes is for one company to be like, no, we're not gonna patent our medicine, whatnot. It's gonna be free. It's gonna be open for anybody to use and to do with. All it takes is for one company to do that, and others will follow suit. So when he's talking about, I need to fix that ceiling actually. When he's talking about, oh yeah, you know, they're getting greedy, blah blah blah, or you know, they are greedy, whatever. I'm just like, it's a give and take thing too. It's not like, okay, dang it. There was this girl talking about YouTube, or I'm not a girl. There's this guy talking about Pirate Bay and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, that's why everybody uses Pirate Bay and stuff, because they're so greedy and they can just get their stuff online for free, and it's like they don't need any more money, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I was like, I hate that fucking argument. I hate that people think that. I really do not understand it. People seriously think that just because they're a corporation and they make a lot of money, that they shouldn't have ownership over their stuff. Like I do not understand that argument. They're sitting there trying to say that, oh yeah, corporations make all this money, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna go on Pirate Bay and get it for free, you know, because I can do that. And I'm saying Pirate Bay as an example, but there are other sites you can do it on. They're like, oh yeah, we can get it for free. They make so much money, blah blah. They don't need it. Like, just because they're a corporation does not make it okay for you to steal from them. Stealing is wrong no matter what. I don't care if you're a fucking corporation. I don't care if you're fucking Joe Schmo down the street. You should not have anybody stealing from you and think that they think that it's okay. Like, it is not okay to steal from a corporation. Like, if people would stop stealing from corporations, like going on Pirate Bay and all these different sharing sites like torrents and stuff, if they would stop going on those websites and stealing their shit, maybe they would be more willing to help us out and give it to us for cheaper prices. Like, I don't understand that. Like, people think that, what the fuck, is that oh no, it's not. I was thinking that it was a cave up there. I was like, are you kidding me? There was a cave right there this whole time. But people think that it's okay to steal from corporations because they make a ton of money, and it's like, it's not okay to steal from anybody, first of all. And second of all, the corporations would be more willing to do stuff for us and help us out and work with us if we weren't stealing from them. Like, why would they want to work with somebody who is stealing from them? I don't understand why people think that's okay. I really fucking hate that. It annoys the fuck out of me. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much money you have. Stealing is not okay. I don't care. It's bottom line. You should not be stealing. So when people are like getting all this pirated stuff, like, oh, and then this one girl made the argument, oh, well, they know it's gonna happen. They know that stuff is gonna happen, so they like Netflix. They know that we're gonna use other people are gonna use their accounts, blah blah blah. Like, motherfucker, they let people use their accounts. Like, it has nothing to do with Netflix knowing it's gonna happen, so they let us put it on multiple multiple devices, blah blah blah. They're not. Oh, we know it's gonna happen, so we're just gonna let them do it. Like, that's not what's going on. What's going on is that they are allowing us to put it on multiple devices. If they didn't want us to put it on multiple devices, it would be very easy for them to just be like, okay, no, we're not gonna let you, and restrict it to one device. Like, it would be very easy for them, and they could make it very, very painful to switch devices like that. So if they wanted, they could make it only work on one device whatsoever, and you can only use it on your computer. And if you want to change it from that computer to anything else, it's going to be a bitch and a half to fucking change. And they can do that. They could very easily do that. So I don't understand how she was trying to make that argument. Oh, well, yeah, they know it's going to happen. Like, no, they're allowing us to do it. It's not that they know it's going to happen. They're allowing us to do it. If they knew it was going to happen, they would make it very, very painful for us to do it. Like, that made no sense. And what really annoyed me the most out of the entire class was, like, it's not so much that the professor disagreed with me, whatever. I don't really care. It's my opinion. I don't have such a pessimistic view of the world. I think that all it takes is for one person to do the right thing, and people will follow suit. Which is kind of, what Valve is doing. I mean, it's not necessarily the right thing, quote unquote. It's not like, oh, video games should be shared for all. I mean, it's their creation. They can really do whatever they want with it. But my point is that they do something good for the community, and people will follow suit, which is what's been happening. And the same thing with the medical industry. Like, if one company just decides that they're not going to make a patent and they're going to let anybody use it, they're going to share their research with the rest of the world, everybody will follow suit. It will start to become more and more popular. But it wasn't so much that he was disagreeing with me. Like, that's fine. You disagree with me, whatever. It was that everybody was so blindly following what he said. Like, no, there was this one kid that was speaking up in the very beginning of the class. He was speaking up against the professor. He was like, no, I don't think that's working like that. Like, this is how I think, blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of agreeing more along the lines with what I was saying. But he just got shot the fuck down. Like, the first, 75% of any class, I'll sit there and listen to, or a discussion class, rather. I'll sit there and listen to, the different sides of the debate, and kind of form my own opinion after that. I'll listen to both sides and then kind of form my own opinion. And my opinions tend to be down the middle because, I hate when people, and which most people do. Most people have opinions like this. It's either this or this. This is right, this is wrong. Not many people understand that if you have an opinion that's directly for or against either side, your opinion's probably wrong. You're probably in the wrong. Because it's hard to explain. Because the right opinion is always going to be a balance. It's always going to be the middle ground, which is why most of my opinions are in the middle, because I can see both sides. I can see that, oh yeah, you're right in this respect, and you're right in this respect. But 99% of people are like, no, it's either this or this. People are so black and white, and I don't like that. I just think that's wrong. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. And, everybody was, agreeing with the professor, straight up. They were like, oh, yeah, you're right, blah, blah. And anytime I spoke out, which I kept doing, I kept speaking out, and they would be like, they would regurgitate information that he provided. They would literally just say the same thing that he just did, and regurgitate it back at me. And I'm like, bro, form your own opinion. Don't sit there and keep regurgitating information that the professor just gave you. Oh, it was so fucking annoying. I'm like, do you even know what you're saying? You're just regurgitating what he's saying back at me. And I'm like, I couldn't stand the fact that nobody in my class could see the parallel between the book 1984 and what they were doing. They were blindly following a leader, not knowing if he was right or wrong. They were just blindly following him because he's the professor. And it was just so fucking annoying. I was getting so irritated. Oh my god. But okay, I'm done with my rant. That was my rant for the day. That was the story that I kind of told last time, which my mic wasn't recording for. But yeah, I was just very irritated. I'm like, it's so annoying listening to him talk when he's such a fucking pessimist. Being a pessimist is fine. I mean, Cody, my roommate, you guys probably, oh shit. you guys probably seen some recordings with Cody playing Killing Floor or whatnot. He's my roommate, and he is like the most pessimistic dude you'll ever meet in your entire life. He's just very, very down. Not down. He's not depressed or anything, but he has a negative view on life. He thinks the worst of people, which is not always a bad trait because I think too much of people. I think that people are too good. Like I think that I give anybody the benefit of the doubt, which is not always good. You definitely don't want to think as well as people as I do because I just blindly trust people, kind of. It's weird. I mean, I don't blindly trust them, but I put too much trust in them, basically. And so that's definitely not a good thing. So you shouldn't be trusting people too much. But I also think that Cody sees the worst in people for no reason whatsoever, where there isn't really anything bad to see. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so he's very pessimistic, but the fucking professor I have takes the fucking cake. He's just like, God damn, so fucking annoying. He's like, ugh. He just thinks the world's gonna fucking end. Like, God damn. So it's irritating. I cannot. Hashtag cannot even. But yeah, okay. So it looks like we cleaned up our house. We got a nice little chunk done here. Everything's looking good. Everything's smooth stone now. When we come back, I'll probably be digging out. Oh shit, that's not gonna fly. That is not gonna fly. I don't even care. I'm digging this shit out right now. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Get out. Get out of my house. Get out of my room. I didn't realize there was fucking gravel there. God damn, I fucking hate gravel. Fuck you, gravel. There's a lot of it too. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig all this out right here. Okay. And then we're gonna use these torch. We're gonna use the torch glitch. There we go. Good shit. Good shit. Fucking die. No one likes you, gravel. Why are you here? Oh shit. Why are you here, gravel? All right. And let me now get rid of all of this. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So as soon as I get rid of all this gravel, we'll probably end the recording. It's been a nice long 30-minute session. I ranted and raved a little bit there, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the ranting and raving. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I think we're good. I guess we'll be extending my room that way when we come back. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this recording session. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. See ya.